Come on! Run! Run, you fella! Testing. Alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, I'm on the Daily Record. This is a story by a couple of dudes here. This is Craig Payton and Andy Shipley. One of them seems to be in black, another one seems to be in red. I don't know if that's getting to do with Black Lives Matter, but it's a bit strange, isn't it? But anyway, let's talk about it. I'm a wee bit behind the trend in this. This happened a few days ago. You've probably maybe heard about it, seen it in the news or whatever, right? They love it, don't they? And I thought I would just have a wee look at it. Now, as started off here, you've seen a wee bit of the crowd interaction. And apparently the scenario is that because of these bampots that are running about defacing statues, because of these counter-revolutionary communists, Antifa types, they're telling people that George Square should now be called George Floyd Square. Is that right? Well, let's think about it then. So, remember, we've got Nelson Mandela places and all the rest of it. Scotland's been quite ahead of its time in terms of things like that. But let's look at George Floyd. George Floyd was in and out of the jail most of his life for drug offences, you know. The biggest sentence he got, they invaded some pregnant woman's house and robbed her. He was driving the motor when he was caught. That was the biggest sentence he got. I don't know if he got 10 years or something for that. And in fact, on the day that he was murdered, and make no mistake about it, I consider him to have been murdered by that scumbag cop. But that's neither here nor there. On the day George was murdered, the toxicology report on his autopsy said that he was full of methamphetamine, right? He was full of all sorts of drugs. So he is not somebody that we'll be building any statues to or naming any streets at. God forbid, George Floyd Square. And I say to those idiots in the Glasgow District Council who apparently are considering it, are you on amphetamines? Or are you smoking hash? I don't know what it is, but even to be considering anything like that, you need to start raving mad. Now, I also say to the Scottish Government, I've not heard anything out of you. You were quite quick to condemn these people here. Now, they did get a wee bit rowdy, but they were there for a reason, right? And the reason was that nobody seemed to be able to protect what they consider, and what a lot of people, the majority I would say of the people of Britain, consider historical statues that mean things. And I don't mean somebody that is a direct slaver. I'm talking about Winston Churchill. I'm talking about Robert the Bruce. I'm talking about the Wallace Monument. You know, Nicola, are you saying that you want the Bruce statue pulled down because he was a racist, apparently? Are you telling me, Nicola, that you think you've got the power to pull the Wallace Monument down? Do you think there's going to be a statue to anybody in your government, Nicola? I don't think so, hen. Right? Certainly not going to be any statues to anybody in the Daily Record organisation or Reach who own them. These statues are put up in cities all over the country for reasons. These people done things in their era for the people of these cities or those cities. You can't come along a couple of 100 years later and say, oh listen, he wasn't the best guy. Well, are you? We've got 10 art students saying that that statue in George Square should be pulled down. What they're going to do is they're going to be Wellington next. And they're going to say he must have been a racist because he killed French people. He didn't like Napoleon because he was French. What, you're going to say that Nelson, the Admiral Nelson, was a racist because he basically killed everybody that got in his way? That's what they do in the army. That's what people do in war. You know, a lot of these people are the very same people that'll burn your church to the ground, right? They'll burn your chapel to the ground. They'll burn your synagogue and your mosque to the ground. That's the same people. Because once they're finished with that, once you give them that authority, once you give them that power, they will move straight on to something else they don't like. And they'll find reasons for it. God doesn't exist, so we don't need churches. But the people go to them, we don't care. It's anti-democratic. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't end there. These people are lunatics. The only good thing I can see out of Black Lives Matter is watching the riots. You know what I'm saying? That's what the majority of people are doing. Don't kid yourself. I mean, there's nothing quite like seeing the police running away from a group of black guys in London, right? Seeing a reporter having his microphone ripped out his horn. The mainstream fake news, the legacy media, shiting themselves and running down the road. They don't protect nothing. They don't protect you or anybody. So, right, okay, so let's get on with this rag. Missiles thrown as counter-protesters protecting statues clash with activists in Glasgow. There was 6 activists came down North Hanover Street against about 300 maniacs. Police wearing riot gear, aye, right. Here it is. The Glasgow Youth Art Collective. Now, I'm going to say that again. I didn't just say that for effect. That's the organisation that's behind this. The Glasgow Youth Art Collective. Some long-haired, good-for-nothing art students. Art students! Right? Do they no realise that the City of Glasgow, the Scottish people, are paying for that building up there? £25 million was spent on it, and it burnt down again. That art school. That should be pulled down. And see the space that it was in? That should be sold to Tesco, and it should have a Tesco Extra there. That's what I think of art students. Hundreds of counter-protesters had gathered in the same location to protect the statues from graffiti and damage. Hundreds of people charged beyond the police cordon towards a group of activists. They happened to come down, but 3 or 4 of them walked down that street and saw everybody in there and started shouting a few things, and then they all ran up there, and all the maniacs all ran after them, right? And I can assure you, the thin blue line wouldn't have held anybody back if it had been a mass brawl, and that's what was going to happen there. Missiles could be seen flying between the groups. Aye, wasn't much of that, I can assure you. Officers, many wearing riot gear, could be seen sprinting up the road. You don't often see a police sprinting in Glesga now. They're all in motors. Now and again you'll maybe see them driving by, chatting. They don't look out the windows or anything like that. Unless there's a motor in front of them that they consider not to have a tax disc. And then you better watch out if you're in that motor, because they're going to pull you. You know, they'll drive by a guy that's just smashed a window and got his full body in, ripping out a stereo. They don't see that. They're focused on the tax dodger, aren't they? The original protest demanding the removal of the statue of former Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel in George Square was postponed. Or, as the Glasgow District Council want, George Floyd Square was postponed. And no wonder it was postponed. There was only 8 people going to go on it. The art students better watch out what they're doing, or nobody will be buying their art. That'll destroy their art career, won't it? Just going to have another wee drink in my iron brew and ice. Right, okay. Organisers of the Glasgow Youth Art Collective pulled the plug over fears of a lack of access to the square. I don't think it was lack of access, mate. I think it was just shitting yourself. A small group of protesters whose affiliation is not known. Right, okay. So we don't know who they were. So you're not going to say they were the art guys. See that? So the liberal virtue signalling reporter sides with the communist, Marxist art student. Long-haired, useless art student. Police Scotland confirmed the group is not believed to be affiliated with Black Lives Matter. Well, that means it's the art students. That means they were probably white guys with long hair, right? For the art college. Right folks, so there seems to be a wee bit of debate over just who was involved. The Daily Record are being quite coy, and so is the police, about who was actually coming down North Hanover Street. So what I'm going to try and do here is kind of long range. The photographer is using it obviously doesn't have a camera that's capable of it, but so I'm trying to use some software to try and figure out and I can't identify at that distance, but I can look at what they're wearing. Now you can see basically there's a group of people here coming round that corner. These police have reacted. They're trying to get up there because these people are now heading up this street. This group is going to move across here, but what you'll clearly see is that they're all in black and they're wearing masks. Okay, so who does that suggest to you? That suggests Antifa type activists. Alright, so let's have a wee look and see if we can track it. It's quite difficult because this camera's moving about, and at a long range zoom it does exaggerate the movement, so it is a bit footy, and I'll try and freeze it and things like that, but let's just have a wee quick look. Here we go. So this is a group up here. They're all in black and they're wearing masks. That's them just beyond, and they're all in black. They're all hooded up. See, they're all heading back up the road. Now they're all in that corner there, and eventually they all move across the street because the police are chasing them up the road. And the camera's mental there, they're all running across the street. Now see them all? So they're all in black. So there is no doubt in my mind that that was your Antifa type. And basically what happens now is everybody just heads down the road, back down to the square again. So you had about maybe say 10, 15 people, maybe most, just there to try and cause grief. And that was the police there, all dashed up the road to try and stop them. But they wouldn't have been enough if it had really been a real rammy, would it? That's all the people coming back. So there you go folks. Mystery solved. Peace out. So that's all I've got to say on this. If you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe. Peace out. How dare you!